Start. I personally watched her rock a room before at one of the events, kind of just on a quick little snap of a finger, and she was up there doing her thing, and I watched how she was helping people really unfold their stories, and then I realized that gift is something that's a little bit different, y'all. So I wanted to make sure that I had her come into the group, come show y'all love, give y'all some game, and come spilling to y'all, pouring to y'all. So y'all already know what time it is. If you can, please come off, bring your camera up and everything like that. All right. And make sure y'all take some notes. Make sure y'all ready to rock and roll. Giving Jade your full attention and everything like that. I'll be right here in the class with y'all, making sure I'm doing what I gotta do on the back end too. Drop some fire emojis in the chat, people, okay? Because we're going to get busy, all right? So without further ado, Jade, the floor is yours, family.
Thank you so much, Taj. What's up, y'all? How you doing? It's really good to be in the house today, and I'm glad we were able to make this happen. What was really amazing? You said she's built just a little bit different, and I thought that was awesome because I literally say that about everyone I serve. I think everyone in the world is built just a little bit different, and once they find their genius, that nothing can change, nothing can take that away from them. So when you said that, I was like, I'm in the right place at the right time right now. But what's up, everybody? My name is Jade Maia Lambert. I'm a performance coach, speaking coach. I help solopreneurs magnify their message and what I call their singular genius. So I'm so happy to talk to you all this evening about how you can do that. And the talk I came up with because, this is a credit funding space, but I also think a lot of credit also has to do with the credit of what you are credited for in the world. So I came up with this title, Your Presence is Costing You Money, because I work with a whole lot of genius people who folks think are average because someone has not given them the opportunity to really shine as their authentic selves. First of all, if you're even in this space right now, that means you've decided you want to live your life differently. You're probably breaking generational curses. You've probably decided that in order for me to start the business I want to start, live the life I want to live, decide that my family is going to be exactly what it wants to be, do something that no one in my community has ever seen before, I've got to have amazing credit. And I know you must feel, probably in some cases, you feel a little lonely, which is why you're in this community. You feel lonely because nobody else gets it. You heard about credit from a cousin. You may have heard about it from a friend. You may have just been on IG and was like, wait, this thing is possible. I can use credit to have a different life. And you're trying to figure out, what does that thing look like? And that's what we call the identity shift. And y'all know, if you're working on your credit, sometimes it can seem like you're going forward 2 steps and backwards 10 steps, forward 4 steps and backwards 20. Like, credit is not like, pew, my credit's great, right? It just doesn't work like that. So you really have to believe in yourself on that journey. And then one day you're like, wait a minute, I'm exactly who I said I was going to be. I am now that person. It's no longer a dream. I am doing it. You went from the desire to doing. So I want to talk to you about what it looks like to walk in the thing that you are, because what they tell us as people of color, as people of the African diaspora or whatever descent you are, they tell us it's more important to be quiet and to serve. But that's actually not the truth. What we're learning right now in this world is that, as my one of our mentors says, Todd, you got to pop your shit. Right? You got to show up and show out. You have to be your best self. And the only person it serves when you are quiet and when you don't share what your singular genius is the person who is making money off of you. I'm going to say that again. The only person that is served when you don't share your singular genius is someone who is making money off of you. If you've been in a job for a long time and you realize you're the reason that the ROI is made all of the time and that you always meet your quota, but you're not being celebrated for it, someone is trying to keep you from your greatness. Because the reality is, we were brought on this earth to consistently grow and elevate. Nobody's supposed to be the same person they were yesterday. So I want to talk about what it feels like when you know your presence is costing you money. I call it self-alienation. Self-alienation is that moment when you're like, I'm about to walk into this space, I'm going to share what I have, and somewhere between the parking lot and the conference room or the the bed to the Zoom call, you get scared or you show up as less than your best self. or you don't give everything you had to give, and you click off or you walk out of the room like, damn, what stopped me from doing that? I'm gonna tell you what stopped you. No one has told you or showed you how amazing you are. So you keep being what everybody else needed you to be to make them feel good. You keep being what everybody else needed you to be to make them feel amazing. So when you realize your presence is costing you money, like you had an opportunity to pitch an idea to someone, you had an opportunity to ask for a raise, you had an opportunity for elevation in your business, you had an opportunity and you didn't take it. It's because your identity, your old identity is more comfortable than your new one. And the presence of that old identity is costing you money every day. It's leaving that contract on the table. It's leaving that promotion on the table. It's leaving that new client on the table because you're not willing to walk in what you already know. Now, the other thing that's really happening right now is that our joyfully wonderful social media world has put us in this world of comparison. So we're looking at somebody who does what we do. Maybe they're also in credit repair or funding, or maybe somebody else is in real estate, or maybe they're also in fitness or hair care. And they look really, really amazing at what they do. And you're like, I could never do it like them, but you're not supposed to do it like them. You're not supposed to do it like them. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and there are churches on every corner, and almost all of them are making money. And none of the liquor stores ever have to close. And no one's like, this liquor store better than another liquor store. They just want the liquor, right? But sometimes people want to have a more concierge experience. Sometimes people just like, just give me the drink and let me go. Sometimes people want to come in there and hang out with people they know and have a good time. Everybody is looking for a particular thing, and you have something that somebody needs. Let me tell you when I first thought about this. So I come out of the world of entertainment. I'm a theater producer. I'm a college professor. I also I coach actors, I coach speakers, and I coach solopreneurs in speaking, storytelling, and in pitching and branding. And what's very interesting to me in my years of doing this, because I've been doing this since I was a teenager, so for about 30 years of doing this, it's so much easier to teach a person to pretend to be someone else than it is for them to show up as their authentic best self. And the reason that that is so crazy is that we don't spend our money on people who show up like somebody else. We don't buy Beyonce tickets because she looks like Diana Ross. Nobody would lost their mind over Michael Jackson because he sounded like Marvin Gaye. It's because they were authentically themselves. And in my experience, especially coming out of education, going into entrepreneurship, I've met thousands of people who are rare and brilliant, and there's nobody else like them. But because they're looking to their left and right, they're so busy trying to be somebody else that they end up looking fake, where they start masking. They end up looking fake and they're like, why isn't it working out for me? Because you already have something that's so awesome about you, but the fear that it takes to show up as that person vulnerably, you're so scared of it, you'd rather be a copycat. And that's what's costing you your money. You got an idea that you're sitting on. You're like, nobody's going to get it. Listen, what does Steve Jobs say? Steve Jobs says, I don't do market research. He used to say, I don't do market research. I tell people what to think. Hello? And we have someone who's a president right now who believes in himself so much that people who don't have any sense of belief decided to believe him too. Right? So all you need is a desire to do something great with a gift that you have and conviction behind that thing. And they really are following suit, Todd. Listen, don't get me started. Let me stay on track. They really are. And a desire to do that thing, an ability to talk about it with passion and conviction, and people will follow you. So let's talk about how to go from what I call the representative. The representative is what, like, I have clients sometimes, and this makes me, some of y'all, they have a 9 to 5 and they have a side hustle. And so they, what we call their representative, who shows up at the 9 to 5. And then from 5 to 9, they're their authentic selves, right? But what's interesting in some cases is that person who, the representative, the one who, speaks with a soft voice and it makes people feel real comfortable, is the get along person. Sometimes it's hard to take that person off. And when you're in leadership and when you're in marketing and sales, and you want people to buy from you, that person is not going to sell any tickets. That person is not going to sell any products because that's an employee mentality. That person is also not going to be able to convince their boss that they deserve a 5 to 10% raise. You have to be able to believe in yourself more than anybody else does. If you walk down the street every day and you can think of 10 people who believe in you more than you, or even two, there is a problem because no one should believe in you more than you or God. So let's talk about this. Is there something, just drop it in the chat real quick, if you could think of it. Is there something that you do that you know nobody else can do the way you do? Is there something that you do? Yes, Taj, that's good. This group. Is there something that you do? So here's an example. For me, I do what this is right now. I help people find their singular genius. I help them see their gifts in the patterns and what they do in a way that they never saw it before. And I help them see how that thing can change the lives of the people they want to serve. They were like, "Oh, I was just doing that." No, you weren't just doing that. You weren't just doing that. Only I You're the only person who does it like that. And you have to let the people who you serve know how that can change and transform their lives. So I help people see themselves and their rare brilliance better. Adrian Stoner said, tell his story. He said, no, Adrian said, no one can tell my story the way I tell it. Great. Anybody else? What else you got? Something you do in your skill set or in your business or in your life like nobody else. Are you the best chef you know? Are you the caretaker around? Talking with my hands. Wait a minute. I want to know more about this. Miguel, can you come off mute and tell me about this?
Yes, so I have like a gift. I'm doing it right now. It's called equivalency. So I talk to my with my hands when I'm actually expressing myself or talking to a crowd. And I'm driving, I'm still doing it. Like I deliver my
Yes.
actual message a lot better with my hands. And I kind of close a lot of deals and a lot of things talking to people because people relate. And I even learn how to bring my hands up higher because if I do it lower, they'll start looking down like towards the bottom of my body. So that's why I'm always talking with my hands up. And I got it from a coach and it actually helps out a lot. So that's one of those things that I do.
I love that. And what's your business?
Well, I'm actually a DoorDash driver and I'm actually invested in myself and open up my private rental car business for DoorDash
Congrats.
drivers.
Wait a minute. That was a demand. That
Yes,
was
it
a
is.
demand.
It's too much of a demand. Not enough
Well,
cars.
no. Let's not say that. Sounds like more opportunity is coming your way. That's really awesome. So, okay, I know. I'm not going to let you get back on mute. How do you use your hands in your business? This is really good.
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
How do you use your hands in your business?
In my business, well,
Yeah.
I pitch to a lot of people. So what I do is I try to close like when I have JB partners, I try to bring them into the Zoom call. So a Zoom call is one of my strongest suits because I could actually relate to them and they could actually see how I talk. So I do a lot of, I really hate over the phone because I don't feel them. Like I kind of like read people at the same time. And that's when my hands come handy. So I kind of do a lot of the closing either in person or a Zoom call.
I love this. So, okay, let me tell you what I observed, right? So, everything that Miguel, I mean, I know it's true because Miguel said it, but I watched it because as a person who also talks with their hands, some people talk with their hands and they're distracting because they're just flooding all over the place. But his hands emphasize not just what he's saying, but also his connection to what he believes about the work he does. And so, like he said, he's relatable. People really feel like that this is an honest and integrous man when they're talking to him because of the way he uses his hands. And even when he looked toward the camera while driving, I felt like Miguel was invested in me because of the way he shifted to the camera and used his hands. So, yes, sir, you better be aware. You better be self aware. That's real good. I love that. I love that. Okay, for anybody else who may have gotten dropped for the call when we were talking earlier, I was asking, what do you do? What is a singular genius? Something that you do well that you believe nobody else can do? And if your answer is I don't know, that's completely okay too, because that's actually why I'm here. That is actually the reason I'm here. Um, because most people, many of us come up, and this is not a slight to our parents, our teachers, our mentors. All we've been taught to do is to follow the rules of our culture. And when I say culture, I do not mean anything racial or ethnic. I actually just mean household, because every house is a different culture. If there are 10 houses on the street, when you walk into those houses, you're going to be in a different culture. Right? And that culture, whether it's your household, whether it's your community center, whether it's your church, whether it's your school, generally they have a set of rules. And if you're like most people, you lived your life trying to follow those rules to a T. So when you follow those rules, you may have divorced yourself from the thing that makes you significantly different and amazing. So is it Luana? Did I say that correctly? Luana said, I'm not sure. I want to thank you for that honesty. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to talk really quickly about some ways for you to begin to figure out what your singular genius is and how you. So, first of all, let's talk. I don't even want to, I'm not going to spend all my time with Miguel, but I want to hear about how Miguel figured out this. One day, Miguel, we're going to talk. That's what how you figured out that this business was a need and what made you decide to go for it instead of saying, because that's the difference, right? The difference is a person who's like, this is a need, and then they just complain about it, and the person says, this is a need, and I'm gonna make a business about it, right? That's when you decided you have a singular genius. I love that. So when you have that gap I call self alienation, it starts to me when it's a couple of ways it can start. Oftentimes, as children, it'll start when you have been silenced or censored. Someone's like, be quiet, or that's stupid, or that doesn't make any sense. Don't say that anymore. You hear that so many times that you just stop sharing your ideas. One of the most important things that entrepreneurs, business owners, and innovators need is an opportunity to brainstorm out loud and try new things and fail, because failure is feedback. Oh, I love that, Taj. Make a business about it. Yeah, because failure is feedback, but it's just the opportunity to try. So if you've had ideas, you come up with something and people keep shutting it down, then you begin to self alienate. Because every idea that has made anyone money has been unfamiliar and weird to about 1,000 other people. Like, think about it. 15 years ago, who would think that we would be on Zoom right now having community calls? If someone came with the idea, they'd be like, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody's going to meet with groups of people. Look at us, and we're doing it. And Zoom happened to exist before, right? COVID happened. You know, Zooms and Looms and all these different meeting and teams existed before COVID happened because they had foresight. Now, did they know that it was going to look like this? No. But somebody said there's going to be a need. So let's create this thing. Right. So maybe in your childhood you were shut down. That's a possibility. Or maybe you tried an idea and the failure of it was so great that it and the PTSD from the failure of that idea prevented you from trying again. And that often happens when we have been a person who was a high achiever all the time. And then when we have a failure, we feel like it's about us, not just the experience. Right. So it could have happened in childhood by being shut down. It could have happened by having quote unquote a traumatizing or um, uh, tragic experience with some business or with a relationship in a business that made you feel like it wasn't worth it. Or you work or are in a social environment where you don't ever get to use your voice freely. So these are the three ways that I tend to find that the clients I work with have shut themselves off or detached from what I call their singular genius. So, case in point, I work with, I'm going to just call her a journal salesperson. She has a planner. I work with a person as a planner. I'm saying it this way on purpose. So she hired me to help her sell her planner through storytelling, to tell stories about selling her planner. And she told a story about how she used the planner to get out of grad school and to, to master business school. But in me asking clarifying questions, what I actually discovered is that she used the planner to become a successful serial entrepreneur in a year and a half. She graduated from B school. She bought real estate. She invested in businesses and became a silent investor in several businesses. And then she launched the planner. She was doing all of those things concurrently because of the productivity system that she created as a high achieving earner. But all she saw herself was the seller of the product. And I said, ma'am, no. People aren't going to be interested in this product. They're going to be interested in the person behind the product. Because you were able to triple your income in a calendar year by using this thing that you're now selling to us. No one cares about the pages with the, breakdown for how we get to put in our hours and that we get to have our intentions. We want to know the result, and you are the walking result. She was very uncomfortable with that. Why? Because every day she showed up as the representative at Ernst & Young. And as a project manager at Ernst & Young, there was no room for her to be her serial entrepreneur self that she was doing from 5 to 9. Now, y'all didn't even hear that part, right? Not only was she a successful serial entrepreneur, she was managing a 9 to 5 at the same time. But in her content, she never talked about this. And she didn't realize that that was part of her singular genius. How she was able to manage all of these things well and successfully triple her income. So in our work together, I helped her see that. And I also helped her see the skill set and the different attributes that she had that allowed her to do that well. And then tell that story to her potential clients. So then what? They wanted the planner. But then we also discussed this. The planner was only the lead magnet, baby. You are the North Star offer. Because anybody who wants to be as successful as you are is not going to want that planner. They're going to want you. And here's the interesting fact that I want to say, because I'm real direct. That's my thing. I'm very direct. She was not ready for that. She was happier to sell a $37 planner than to say, my expertise is so great that I can help people do this thing. It took her about a year and a half to catch up. Because I watched her content. It took her about a year and a half to be able to say, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Because why? She wasn't ready to ditch the representative. And I want to say that to you very, very honestly. In order to walk into the next level and have a presence that's going to make you money as opposed to costing you money, you have to be willing to get rid of that old identity. And that's where storytelling first comes in. So I have a company called Tell a New Story. And Tell a New Story, teach people how to tell a new story in life, career, and business. And when I first came to entrepreneurship, I did it to build up my theater company, work on my own marketing and branding. But I will tell you what, I started helping other entrepreneurs and solopreneurs with storytelling. And the majority of my work was not in their personal branding, their origin story, their brand story, their customer journey. It was getting them to tell a new story to themselves about who they needed to be in order to manage this business. I'm listening to Miguel talk about it's growing too fast. I'm like, we just need to have some SOPs to hire the people that you need. Like, I have a new story. I'm telling Miguel in my head. He telling the story that's growing too fast. I'm telling the story of how we gonna find your people. I'm like, who has a recruitment staffing company that Miguel can just look through all these applications, say, yo, no, right? And also, the more important thing is that the demand of what Miguel has is so great that people will wait. So it's going to grow at the pace that Miguel decides it grows. Hello. So instead of growing too fast, Miguel says it's growing at the pace that I've decided it's going to grow. That's what I want Miguel to say as Miguel is nodding over there. See, Miguel, we on the same page, brother. You see me talk with my hands. I'm so excited for you. Right? So I want you first and foremost as a human being, as a top earner in your business, as a solopreneur, as a partner in a relationship or a business, to tell a new story about a life that is amazing. I will sit with people all the time. I was like, so tell me, what do you want out of this situation? And baby, when I tell you, they will tell me 27 things they don't want. So then I sit there and I nod and I smile a little bit, file my nails when they're done. So what do you want? And they have no idea because they've only thought about what could go wrong, not what could go right. Baby Houston, we have a problem. Instead of, baby Houston, we have a problem. Because when you start telling a new story, you create a new standard for living to follow that story, new systems and new strategies. But if you're busy talking about what you don't want, there's no opportunity to build systems and strategies because you don't even know what you want to build the systems and strategies about or on. So my desire sitting here right now with a group of people who've decided to change their money story to build generational wealth in their family. Thank you, Melinda. I received that. To change their money story, to build generational wealth in their family, to build in their community, to do something different. And I'm going to go on a side quest about this in a minute. There's so many people doing credit. We say all the time. Do you know I walk into rooms all the time and people have no idea about the credit business and credit funding? It's just the world is so small. We think it's a whole lot. No, 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 no. There are millions more people who don't know than do. Millions of more people who don't know than do. So what I want to say to that, let me get back on the point that you've decided you're in this group because you decided to tell a new story. Because whoever you were before didn't satisfy where you were trying to go. And at some point in this process, you're going to have to communicate to a bank, to a potential investor, to your boss, sometimes to your family, to a potential business partner, to your intimate partner, what you're doing differently. And you have to be able to say it with such conviction and faith that they either support or believe you. I want to talk about the difference, right? So I was watching Tab and Chance. If y'all don't know who that is, that's fine. Tabitha Brown, Chance Brown, they're influencers. But they had this talk the other day, and Chance was talking about how he supported Tabitha, but he didn't believe. But the support is enough. He believed when she actually made the money. But he was like, I'm going to support you, honey, and I'm going to keep working. And what you need from your people, sometimes we desperately want people to see our vision, but then that would mean they were the visionary. No, 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 no. That's you. All you need them to do, I was going to say this, Jay, put up or shut up. you know, you know, you know, put up, shut up, or support me, right? But I do not need your hating. I do not need your doubting. But that's what I need. But that is where the conviction and faith comes in. You have to believe in this thing so much that they say, okay. They either say, yay, I got you, or okay. And I'm okay. You put your arms up and back up. That's fine. That means you're out of my way. You're out of my way. And then when that moment, when you have that 800 credit score, and you've gotten that $100,000 in funding, and next thing you know, you have a brick and mortar business over here, and then you have 14,000 salon suites, or you started your school group that is making $50,000 a month. All of these things are happening because you decided to tell yourself a new story, and you decided to create a standard of life and systems around building that story. Now, I believe the presence you need to do this work has 3 levels. It is visual, it is vocal, and it is visceral. Basically, you're going to be seen, heard, and felt. We just experienced that with Miguel. Miguel came off mute. He talked about talking with his hands. He looked at the camera a little bit. And I felt like, oh, yes, I throw a whole bunch of money at this guy because he seems trustworthy. So here's what's interesting. Miguel is not an unconscious competent. He probably was at some point. But like he said, he had a coach that told him what he was doing. And then he became intentional about doing it more and more and more. So he became very clear about when I walk into a room, this is the energy I exude. I'm a relatable, likable, trustworthy, integrous guy. Correct, Miguel? Is that correct? Yep. I use my hands to relate with people. And I have a really kind and understanding voice that makes people want to lean in and trust me. Visual, vocal, and visceral. Seen, heard, felt. So in my work, I help you, like Miguel just discussed, I help you do that intentionally and consistently so that fear or faith in the faith in the thing you don't want doesn't get in the way. So let me rephrase that, right? I don't believe in fear. I believe there's only faith. You either have faith in what you do or don't want. You either have faith in something going wrong or right. It's all faith. It's all faith because it's unknown. This could happen. It's still an unknown. You got faith in a thing that could go wrong. We could be busy having faith in a thing that could go right, right? But it's faith nonetheless. But it's easier to have faith in what could go right if you're aware of what makes you amazing. So when people work with me, I ask them a lot of clarifying questions about what they want to do differently. I help them figure out what they've already done that can lend itself to that. And then we make a plan or a strategy for them to continually do that to either create a better identity in their home life, a better identity in their work life, or a better identity in their business life. And then be able to pitch that to the world, whoever, whatever the world is. And at the end of the day, y'all, I'm going to say this and it might turn some people off. It's all sales. You're trying to sell somebody on what you believe. Right now, I try to sell people into believing that they are a genius. And you won't believe how hard that is because it's much more comfortable in our society to pretend to be dumb. Now, I don't mind if you play that card, but I don't want you to think that here, this side, this is where the heart is. I don't want you to think that here. I want you to know you have something to offer and to bring the world and continually fight for that. Now, I'm at 7:34 and I really wanted to talk to people. So I'm going to go up a little bit. Hold on. Is it Luana? Luana, are you able to talk to me? Are you able to come off mute? Are you still here? Luana's not here. Uh-oh. Hello?
Yeah, Lawana's here. I don't know if she could talk. Lawana, can you talk?
Oh, okay. No problem. It's okay.
Oh, she's at the physical therapy. Yeah, she good.
Ah, yes. Okay, that's fine, Luana. Luana's one of the people that said she wasn't sure. So I want to talk to some people. I want to spend the last bit of my time because I like working with people. I'm spending the last couple of minutes I have here with you all, talking to some people about what you believe your genius is or how you're trying to shift your life to the next level. Is there anybody who would like to talk to me right now in the time that we have left? I would love to serve you, help you in any way possible. If you are trying to make a shift, if you're trying to pivot, even if you're just trying to have a difficult conversation about something and you're ready to tell a new story, that's why I'm here.
Looks like Pearline off mute. Pearline, you off mute?
Oh, I'm sorry. That
Hey,
was me.
Pearlie.
Hello, y'all.
Uh,
I'm here to listen.
Yeah, yeah. But you don't want to come up. You good? You shy? Too
Yeah,
shy right now?
yeah, I'm too shy. I'm trying to eat. Sorry.
Oh no, you good. All right, so we'll blame it on the food then, I guess.
Yes, please,
It ain't
please.
no
With
shy
all due
over
respect.
here.
Okay. Have a good one.
All right,
it's complete.
who feels like they want to come up and dive into and do a little bit of work with Jay as far as diving into who you are, being able to tell your story? I can tell you right now, my guy B, I don't know if he too busy. I don't know, what you got going on, Misi, um, Reggie, y'all could come up Taiwan, you feel me? Y'all could come up and do y'all thing because I know B that was his main thing when he first tapped in with me. He was like, "Man, I gotta just get out more confident, like posting more on social media and this and that and the third." So I think he could really benefit. B, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? I know I got here a
Hi.
little late, so I'm a little behind.
You good?
That's fine, B. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Taj on the spot.
Yep.
And then B, I'm gonna drop you in real soon. Okay. So Taj, what's your business?
My
Credit
business is
repair. Oh, my fault.
you wanna get in there, bro? You know what
Go
I'm
ahead, do your thing, coach.
saying? So my business is credit restoration and helping entrepreneurs get access to capital and coaching.
Okay. So he said credit restoration, not repair.
Hmm.
There's a language right there. Credit restoration, helping entrepreneurs get access to capital. Why is that important to you?
It's for me, it's a little bit deeper, because I personally did not have that type of knowledge or information that I possess now. So I truly believe that with what I've done, it's deeper than just me. It's being able to help other entrepreneurs be able to scale their business and help put food in their kids' pockets and their kids' mouths and really help them take off on that level. So for me, it's just I had to.
So here's interesting. Here's what's interesting. Now you have a very, what's the word I want to use? You have a very um entertaining life story.
Yeah.
You've had a whole lot happen to you in your life,
Mhm.
right? Plus, I'm putting this finger over here. Plus, you know a whole lot of people who do what you do.
Right.
What made you say, I can do this because there's something that I bring that is going to attract the people who need what I have to offer? What made you say yes anyway?
You know what? When honestly, I've always had this type of like kind of confidence in myself. I always felt like I was living inside of my own movie my whole life anyway. So it was like it really boils down to even what I just said is like when I actually gain this information, I realized what you said too. There's a lot of people who do it, but there's still so many people who don't have access to capital, don't have good credit, don't even understand it. So in essence, I feel like since I didn't have it. And I was like, I'm not gonna say when I was young, I just wasn't catching things as quick, but it might take me 3 times to hear something. But when I get it, I get it. So I understood that when it's time for me to start teaching people and for me to start putting this stuff out here, that I'm gonna be the teacher or the coach or the person who's doing it, who's like giving y'all the ABC 1, 2, 3, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't give like step by
Yep.
step by
The
step.
steps.
You know what I mean? So
Yep. And that's exactly what you do.
yeah,
Yes. But I need you to have a little bit more oomph in your chest about that.
yeah.
Because what that means is you make it accessible. I tell people, I'm not ashamed, right? I'm a person who has quote unquote these degrees, which mean nothing. I'm still like, can you break this down to me at pre-K?
Yep.
Because if you want me to do it well, I need it simplified. And you will simplify. You've told some stories about credit, Taj, and I go, what is that? All it is?
Mhm.
Which means it's clear to people in your audience and your clientele that you're invested in their greatness because you're not trying to, make it so far over their head that they can't reach for it.
Nope.
And you also use yourself as an example consistently to show people that they can do it too.
1000%. That's the biggest thing for me, honestly. It's just like I truthfully, genuinely just want everybody to hit that next level. Whatever level that they're at, I want them to get to that next level up. So the only way I can do that is by identifying where we at. We start from down here, but we ABC all our way up to all the way up the ladder to where we need to be. That's the number one thing for me. Just making it simplistic and like you said, really making showing people what can be done because I definitely have had my fair share of ups and downs like a roller coaster. So a lot of people they have bad credit because they might have had some hardships at some point in life too. You know what I mean? And that's also, I guess, in a way, it's kind of just helping people outside, like this group even is deeper than credit, and funding. It's a lot that we doing here. I guess that's just what it all boils down really to is just helping people get to that next level.
Yeah, and you do that everywhere. If you ever eat with Taj, he's gonna break down the macros or what you need to do with your protein and your carbs on your plate. Like he's going to make sure that you are making the most optimal choice for your lifestyle, period. And that's when I knew I liked this guy. I was like, oh, this ain't just about credit. Like he talks about life this way. He's like, I've been at the bottom, I'm at the top of my middle. Hello.
That's
He's at
phenomenal.
the top of his middle because he's keeping going, right? But he's like, and these are the ways in which I got there. Step by step by step by step. So let me share it with you. And it never feels self-righteous or like he's being pretentious, putting something over your head. He's like, this is what I learned. Let me share it with you too. Right. Because as you feel that he wants everybody to win when he's teaching, I want us all to win. So if you didn't know that, Taj, that's the energy you go give off. Like you want everybody to win.
That's what's up.
Every last person.
That's definitely what I'd hope for people to see at least. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what I
That's
hope
good.
for people to see.
Well, you're doing it. But more importantly, you're doing it everywhere. It's
Yeah,
not just in credit. And that's when somebody could say, yo, I saw him show up like that over here. I saw him show up like that over here. We know that's who you are through and through.
1000%.
Right. So I love that. So thank you.
Appreciate it
So
too.
I said, okay, so who was the person who was talking? I would love to talk to them.
We had B that was just talking.
Hi
He
B. I
helped
see you.
Candace.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
Hold on, wait. You on mute. Melinda says she'll go too.
Oh, my fault. Yeah,
Ooh.
what's up?
Hey B, how you doing?
I'm good. In the library.
Okay. So I'm not going to put you on the spot too much, but real quick, what is it about you that made Taj call on you?
Um, I don't know. Because I don't know. I'm always try to participate. I'm gonna try to get in there.
Okay. So then the answer wasn't, I don't know. Right? So you say, I
Right.
don't know. And then you said, I always participate instead of just saying, because I always participate.
Yeah.
I'm always ready to play the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not like, what's that
Yeah.
guy's name? Darren Fox. Everybody's talking about.
Yeah, because he messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I will say too, B is somebody also who I know for a fact, like just off of what he told me when he first locked in with me, like, man, I'm just trying to like get my confidence on the social media. I need to be like putting myself out there more. And I know he's somebody who is not afraid to actually bet on himself and actually invest in himself too. You know what I mean? So all of that stuff comes into alignment of like why I'm gonna call on him versus some other people because I know like he's willing to do what he got to do to get there. I think he just need just a little bit more.
Yeah, a little push.
You
Yeah.
you just need to lock in. You feel me? That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love this. So B, tell me what is your business or career currently?
I do for business credit repair and business funding, and my job HVAC
Okay. All right, HVAC. So online, what are you doing?
credit repair.
Okay. So there's no, you don't have your HVAC business is not online at all.
Oh no, that just I don't have an HVAC business. I just my 9 to 5.
Got it. I understand. Okay, so that's your 9 to 5, but credit repair is the your entrepreneurial. That's what you do as an entrepreneur. Okay. How long have you been doing that?
6 months.
Congratulations.
No, for sure.
So
Thank
what
you.
made you say I'm going to not just eat off of this, I'm going to help other people eat?
Just seeing the effect it had on people's life and that it had on my life, and just learning about it and not seeing like everybody that I knew grew up with, nobody knew about it. So I felt
So,
like it was something valuable.
okay. So let me ask this. Of the 10 people closest to you, how many of them know about what you do? Not how many of them know that you have this business, but they know about credit restoration. I'm sorry, that's my new phrase. How
Yeah,
many
that
of them
was
know
I
about
like that too.
that?
You say how many of them know about it?
Yes.
Like how many of them
Oh,
actually know like about credit repair type vibes? Like how many know like how to do it or anything like that?
like
Right?
me?
That's what you're asking, right?
No, period. That
Oh, period.
that it exists.
Okay.
Um, Probably about half.
Half of them. So that's five people who don't know.
Probably, yeah. I don't think they know.
Do you
They
talk to
might
them about
do
it?
because they got a car. I mean, they got houses, but I don't think they really know
No,
like
but
how
some
deep
people
it
know
is.
how. Yeah, some people know how to use credit, but they don't know this that they can actually, other than the basic things as paying off, and they don't know about
Yeah,
the different indexes and the 30. They don't know any of that,
yeah,
right?
how to leverage it.
Okay. So here's my question. What is the most exciting thing that you wish everyone around you, what is the most exciting thing to you that you wish everyone around you knew about credit repair funding? You can
That I
either answer
wish they
that or
know.
what was the most, say it again,
You said that I wish they know.
that you wish they knew, or the thing that was most surprising to you.
That I wish they knew that it was like that is life changing. Like if you know how to, if you use it the right way, it can change your whole life.
Can you name four ways it's changed your life?
It gave me what? It just gave me like a breath of fresh air. I ain't have to worry about bills no more. Um, what else? Like, it helped me with the information, gave me ways to help me in my business. Um, some other ways that it helped me. It helped me gain more clients
Got it. That's
and
three. Let me know if you can get to another one.
meet new people.
Got it. So, of the four things you said, you have examples of all of those, right? You have examples of meeting new people from credit repair. You have examples of having breath of fresh air, being able to breathe and feel calm again because you're not worried about money. You have
Mhm.
examples of how it helped you in your business. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what the last one was. Each of
Um,
those, you remember what it is? It's all
um,
right if you
I don't remember the ones you said. Meet new people, breath of fresh air.
don't. But the point I'm making is those
Yeah,
topics you gave, each of them have examples. And all you have to do is jump online and be like, credit repair is life changing. Let me tell you how what it did for me. Boom. That's one. Next one. Credit repair is life changing. Let me tell you what it did for me. Boom. Number two. Credit repair is life changing. Let me tell you what it because the most exciting thing I've heard you say in this call, you said credit repair is life changing. You said it with your whole chest. And when you want to start showing up online, you need to say the thing that you can say with your whole chest again and again and again and again. You ain't got to have something new to say. You believe credit
right.
repair is life changing, and you know at least 10 ways it's changed your life, and I bet you know at least 10 ways it's changed somebody else's life. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's 20 pieces of content.
I ain't say it again. I was writing it down.
Right. So you said credit repair is life changing. You said it with your whole chest. You were like, it's life changing. I was like, dang, it must really be because of the way you said it. Right. Then I
Right.
asked you to give me four ways in which it was. And of those four ways you said, for me, each of those had examples underneath it. So in my world, when I work with somebody, if there are four ways, and based on what you said, there are three examples you have to support those four ways. Credit repair is life changing. It helped me support my business. I was able to boom, 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 boom. Credit repair is life changing. It's helped me to meet new people. I was able to connect with a mentor who did this. Boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
You
got you.
believe it's life changing, and everybody on the internet wants to change their life. Literally. Even people who don't want to change their life on the internet get on the internet to laugh so their life will change for that minute. So if you start a post with credit repair is life changing, and then you tell us how, that's how you start building your reps. And you're confident that it's life changing, right? No, if someone's like, no, it's not, you're going to fight them. You're going to be like, yes, it is.
for
So
sure.
when you're struggling to speak up, you speak on the thing that you can say with your whole chest.
I got you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now you don't have to say it with you don't have to say it with explosive energy like me, but you need to say it in the way that makes you feel good.
Yeah, I can do the explosive energy.
He
Oh,
said
you
you
can.
can do it too. Yeah, go crazy.
You can. Wait a minute.
I got to.
Where is it?
Oh no, I gotta do
Where
it.
is it?
He said, I'm in the
Okay.
library.
Yeah, I'm in the library for sure. I ain't trying to be
Well,
too
listen,
loud.
listen, listen. My Instagram is at the bottom of my name. When you put the explosive energy post out, tag me in it.
All right, that's a
Tag
bet.
me in it, please. Tag me in it. And yes, Melinda, when you're passionate about something, it shows. And I believe at the end of the day, so what we just experienced was B being authentic about something that he believes in and knows. And so he can be, I talk about authentic audacity. He can show up with authentic audacity because he's an authority about this thing. What is he authority about? He's an authority about the fact that credit repair is life changing. There's a difference in a person who has always had great credit and sees people to restore their credit and the person who had a 400. That's going to be a different testimony. So I'm excited to see that post. Share it with me, share it with me, share it with me. Do you have any questions for me? B?
Um,
Uh-oh.
how long you been doing what you do?
30 years.
30 years.
and,
Damn,
and it shows.
That's older than you, right? You about 22? Just kidding.
I wish.
Me too, brother. Me too.
So
Man.
if y'all ain't peep game though, right? What she just did with B is something that everybody can take right there, no matter who you are, me included, right? If y'all having issues or trouble ever trying to think of something for content, with even something that you're passionate about that you might want to turn into a business or just something for content. There's people just make money off of content, just social media. They're making money just for posting things like that. She asked, "What do you do? Like, why do you do it? What are 4 ways that it's changed your life, or 4 ways that it's changed somebody else's life, right?" And if you can answer those questions, like she said, there's these are categories. So that's like content that you could put under each category. So to me, we overthink things so much that we don't think to ourselves, like, just post what we do, why we do it, like what we're passionate about and why we're passionate about it and how it's changed our lives. And then how that could actually spark the next piece of content to the next thing. So that was genius. I love that. And I think everybody should take that and make those posts, even as she challenged B to post. Y'all will see mine tomorrow.
For
Yeah,
sure.
tag me on TikTok and Instagram, Taj. Okay.
I got you.
All right. Do I have time to talk to Melinda? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks, B.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Thank you, B. It was great to meet you. I'm excited for you.
Likewise. Gave me a spark.
Let's get it. Melinda, what's up, Melinda?
Okay, listen, I get to put my little piece down before you all roll out. Okay, listen, I just want to say this. I just think it's funny because everything that you have been saying, and I'm with you age wise. So, real quick, retired teacher, 30 years, in communications, in PR, and I'm a published author. I will tell you what got me to Taj. So, Taj, I'm going to give you your props right now because when I was online, I'm looking for somebody who is genuine, not just to take my money, but is going to make me believe that you are truly out for my best interest. And I will tell you, Taj definitely gave off that vibe. And when I will tell you, I was having some problems and I was like, whoa, 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 wait for me. Don't leave. I want to do this. He went above and beyond to make sure that I got whatever I needed to join the whole credit repair. And I will tell you quick story. This is real short because it's real long. But 5 years going through a very bitter divorce with twin boys who are now in college that I had to pay him child support for 5 years. So I ended up using my credit cards just in order to survive. So when I tell you it wasn't like I was, careless with my situation with having the cards, but when you're doing the best you can for your kids, the best way you know how, and you just keep getting in more debt and more debt and more debt. And I went through 4 lawyers till finally the last one saw what he did to me. And even when it came down to me getting a little bit of money in the end, that's what I used to pay my credit cards off. But I will tell you, Taj, you definitely have a gift. And I'm saying that to you because as a brother, you seriously make people believe, and it shows that you are out to really help not only just repair their credit, but get them to where they need to be goal wise. And I will tell you that's something that you need to pride yourself on because it's not that easy to do what you do, number one, and still have people believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
So I want you to take that in your crew and keep that going, keep that positive vibe going, keep, motivating and generating success, like you say, because it works. It works. And look, even when I saw my credit score go up 7 points, I was like, hallelujah. I was like, oh my goodness, this man is working for me. So,
Everybody,
yes, yes,
everybody else going up 100 points. You seen the 7, you still like, we
listen,
good, we
that's all it
good.
look. To me, a little bit of growth is better than none. And what you're doing doesn't happen overnight. And people need to be realistic about that. Okay. So that's one of the things that I say. Like when you're telling people, watch the videos, do what you need to do, find out what level you're on, ask questions, tap into me, let me know whatever it is that I need to do to help move you along in the right direction. You got my back. And that's all I need to know. Because right now, my goal is to get a house. And if you're going to try to help me get to my goal, I'm going to do whatever it is that it takes to get me there. I can't just put it all on you.
Right.
But you in yourself and your business, you definitely have a gift when I say that, because out of all the people that I watched and could have got, taken in by, and there are a lot of other credit programs out there that I could have went with. But like I said, when you're trying to look for somebody who's genuinely is the key word there, not somebody who that's going to take your money, tell you they're going to do something, not do anything, and reap the benefits.
Yeah,
So I want you to know that that is one of the reasons why I went with you, because I felt like you were somebody who is genuinely trying to help people, and it shows.
I appreciate that 1,000%.
And listen, he didn't even pay me enough to say that, but I'm just telling you.
I feel like Taj,
So
are you
Todd,
taking notes? Number one.
Yeah.
listen, yes, and
Also,
I yes, so you know what I'm saying. When you're our age, we're like dinosaurs. You all are like the Gen X and V and all that good stuff. It's hard to find people these days that are genuinely really trying to help people.
For
It
sure.
is. Because everybody's trying to help themselves. Somehow making a profit for themselves is where really the gain comes in. But when I tell you that not only did I see, because I dug a little bit, I watched a couple of your videos before and I was like, oh, okay, this man knows what he's doing. And the way that you're selling yourself, like I said, is genuine. So I just wanted to make sure I gave you those props
I appreciate
before we moved on.
it. Yeah, for sure.
Taj,
Yeah.
what did she say?
She said she didn't really buy into the product as much as she bought into who I am, like
Yep.
who I was putting
No,
out.
no, who did she say you were?
Who did she say I was?
Mhm. You better get this
Yes.
right.
Hold on, wait. I think y'all making me think too hard now. Wait. I usually just go off of my
So
way.
here's what happens. Like, let me tell you why I'm putting Taj. First of all, me and Taj are cool, so I can put him on the spot like this.
Yeah,
We are taught to brush off. We'll hold on to criticism and like be upset about it, but when someone affirms and celebrates us, we brush it off because we're uncomfortable. He
Yep.
I needed Taj I need Taj to go, she said I'm genuine, and I am,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
right? Because the, what Melinda just said, which I think is really important. without saying it. No, she actually did say it, is that there are many people in the world who are not genuine.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And he is one in 10,000, if not one in 100,000. And when you know that, sir, and when you immediately send her the link to do a video testimonial after this, that's going to go on your page. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
That's
then when
50 more,
everybody else,
Taj. That's 50 more.
Yeah.
and then when there's everybody else who's nodding gets a video testimonial too, you have to understand, because what she is not mincing words.
Mm-mm.
And also her story, this is what's more important. I don't know how much of her story she tell, but her story, there are so many people who align with the story that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're talking, so the beauty of having, what's so great about, I'm looking at the breakdown of the people in your community, you have a varied, diverse community. So when you go to speak in OPAs of different kinds of audiences, you use different testimonials for that audience.
Mm.
Yes.
All right, I like that. I like that.
Because nobody has the same story. Might be similar, but nobody has the same one.
This is exciting. Look at this, Taj. Look at this, Taj. Good things coming out of it. I love all of that.
Yeah.
I love all of that. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you all forever. I want to share with you a couple of pieces of information. If you are interested in figuring out what your singular genius is, the thing, and I noticed that's what Luana said, I want to share my singular genius guide, which I just dropped in the chat. And this is an opportunity for you to discover what specifically makes you valuable and different. The idea is, you know, you're the authority, you just aren't comfortable or know how to share it with the world. And this often happens for those of us who are multi-passionate. We have a lot of gifts and we don't know how that gift comes together to serve. So I encourage you to grab that if that's what you're interested in. And then if you just want to book a call with me, just to hear about my different opportunities to work with me, whether it's through storytelling, coaching. I'm actually going to be doing live coaching in Atlanta in July, August, and September,
Oh, that's
helping
fun.
people, yes, do their keynote speak talks, or even just work on their webinars and their online presence. You can just book a synergy call with me and we can connect at tellanewstory.com. And Taj, thank you for sharing my Instagram links. What's the video glasses? What's that? Oh, he's responding to something in the chat. My bad.
No,
So
no,
bad. Look,
he said
let me stay in my
glasses.
business.
He said that glasses added to a look, but these the video glasses. So I was on video recording.
Oh yeah, I love it. But yes,
Okay.
Is
I
it
want to thank
Jaden?
you all.
Is it Jaden? Your first name.
Jade,
Hey, yep.
Okay.
Jade, yeah, Jade Maia Lambert. So
Jay,
I
thank
want
you for that. I really appreciate it. You helped me out on something that I was struggling with when you actually talked about my hands.
to, oh, please tell me, Miguel.
So I just started a project about, it's something that I wanted to do. So I wanted to do like reaction videos around my actual niche, which is a car rental, people getting repo, people making bad financial situations when it comes to buying cars, like high notes and things of that nature, to actually lead magnet towards my rental car business. So I'm like, you know what? I want to put myself out there. I don't want to just talk about just rental car business. So I started doing a reaction videos to those type of videos. And
Yep.
I've been like brainstorming that I look kind of weird. I look weird on it just, and then when you brought that up, I'm like, of course I look weird. I don't show my hands on the video. Like I don't show my hands. That's why it doesn't, I still get my views, I still get everything. But for me personally, I'm like, okay, it's not a real reaction if they can't see my hands.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's all. Appreciate that for real.
Oh, of course. Look at that. Ooh, that's a blessing. Thank you. I'm glad that it resonated. Yeah. And you are doing amazing work. I could see it in everything you do. So I thank you. Tosh, thanks for having me. You all, I'm in this world where I've always worked on referrals and now I'm sharing what I have to offer in a bigger way. So I'm grateful that Taj had me in the room. And I want you to know, if you don't remember anything else, especially because you're in a credit repair community, credit restoration community.
Yep.
You have the opportunity to change your life and live the life of your dreams. And I'm sure you all have met people who come into money and lost it again, come into money and lost it again because they didn't tell themselves a new story. So it's not the only it's not only the work you do, you also have to shift your identity. And I want you to invite yourself into the life that you want and know that you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve everything you want. And I hope you tap into your singular genius. I hope you share it with the world. And I hope it brings you joy infinitely. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, there we go. Drop some fire in the chat for Jay, man. Drop some fire in the chat. That was actually
Got you.
that was a good class right there.
Amen to
So,
that.
yeah, I appreciate you for pulling up. I feel like what you just really gave to us was more than what somebody could come in and give us just a straight lecture on how we can go and get money using some type of system or something. But if we don't even cherish and appreciate our own selves and our own story, that we don't even understand how to really bring out that story within us, then really the other stuff, it still matters, but it's not as much. You know what I mean? So this was actually one of the best classes I've had. I've had like a lot too. So I appreciate you for that. I knew it was gonna be fire though. So yeah, man, we love you. We appreciate you, Jade. Thank you for everybody for sliding out. I
Good
appreciate
luck.
everybody. And yeah, man, y'all have a great Tuesday evening. Make sure that y'all click them links. I'm gonna post them with the re-recording of the video. Make sure y'all click the links. Go cop that book. I think it was $37 or something. So real inexpensive. And then book a call if y'all need to. Y'all see she's does what she does. All right, and she's great at it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So make sure y'all do that. Power and proximity, y'all. Stay close to the fire. If this is somebody who you just realized and witnessed, like, dang, I didn't know her before, but I damn sure know her today. You know what I mean? Like, this is a positive person I want in my life. You know what I'm saying? Then do what you gotta do. Tap in. All right. I dropped the links and I will drop the links and her Instagram and stuff in the recording. All right. I love y'all and I will see y'all
Bye,
later.
everyone.
All right. Peace.